From Roswell, we're at Town and Country for the title matches of today's JBT event. 11-year-old Trevor Thompson from San Diego going up against Llyod from Idalou, Texas. Neither one has a title, so someone's going to win their first JBT title in just a couple minutes here. Scratch still in the semifinals. We'll talk about them a little later on. Trevor has been at or near the top of the leaderboard all day long today. Took over the lead for good after game 6 of our classic format event. Qualified first, needs to win this game to win it all, and he's getting 32 pins of handicap. Nick has to beat him by 33. That was the second frame, and he's open in that second frame. Pop wanted to get some camera time. Nick has won a couple matches already in the finals to get this far in pretty impressive fashion as well. No thumber lets it fly. And way back and right in the pocket, and he opens up with the double. Nick won round 2 of the semifinals, 237 to 226 over Jacob Lang. That was a really close game. And then he had an easier match in the semifinals over first-time finalist Brandon Navarrete. And with that early double, he's already made up about half that handicap, and early three-bagger to make up most of it. My goodness. Tough situation for Trevor is he goes to me before the match, who do I play? And I point out Nick, and he goes, oh no. And so far you appear to be able to predict the future here. So he's in trouble early, and he covers a lot of boards as well. Breaks up the bucket and leaves the makeable 4-pin. It's tough when you're the younger guy, and in this case the littler guy. But then again, it's tough when Nick has to look back and see, gosh, I got to make up all these pins as well. It works both ways over the years here in JBT. Trevor, of course, no slouch with the smaller stature. Hang on, ball. All right. So spare, open, spare for Thompson in the first 3 frames here. Him and his brother Austin from San Diego, they read that Interstate 10 sign way, way wrong. Ended up, gosh, what, 14 hours east? Something like that, I would think, from San Diego to here.
Yeah.
So it's about 8 for us out of Phoenix, and you know, San Diego's a good 5, so a heck of a drive. Actually, they didn't miss the exit. They have family here in Roswell, so bad break there as he doesn't get the pin action he's been getting all day long, and difficult but makeable 5-7. Been pretty close. No. A little too much of the 5, so 2 opens in 4 frames puts him way behind early. But early's the key word. It is just that. Nick has a high finish of 2nd on tour. Lost the title match at Bull El Paso this year, so been having a pretty good season. But that ball does not react, and the virtually unmakeable 2-8-10 faces him. Over here in Scratch, meanwhile, 12-year-old Cortez Schenk, who won here in Roswell in the handicap division last year, is now going to be bowling for his first career Scratch title. So we could have some history going on over there. Really personal history for someone in handicap, and you really don't want to throw away the pins like Nick just did there too. So you're on a double, that's 6 pins. The difference between 7-2 and 7-out. See how he recovers here in the 5th. Very nicely is how he recovers. The West Texas fan club cheering him on off camera to the right. He travels with Zach Wojo something. It's Wojciechowski. That's exactly right there is why we say Wojo something. No, go for it. Whoa, covering every board on the lane on that one, and yeah, man. Bowled on a chameleon pattern today that was pretty playable. It was a minus 100 cut and scratch, so you know, far from a walled-up shot. Nick led the tournament, averaging about 230 in the first 5, and it looks like the lanes got a little tougher from there. But you were definitely able to cover boards today, and obviously that's Trevor's A game, as he is one of those little mini crankers. He's just going to stand left and strap on it. Look out, Lindemann. Not quite. Still not zoned in on that left-hand lane. It's yet to mark on that lane. Hiccups over here? Can you not have hiccups when we're trying to tape this international web broadcast? My goodness. This is one of 29 KCs in this place, meaning K anything Casaus. And he's going to cover every board and pick up the spare. Nice job. Thanks as always to that guy, her dad, Brian Casaus, for probably the best hospitality we get all season long, and that's saying something, because we got an awful lot of nice centers that take really good care of us, but Brian is amazing. And again, light on that right-hand lane for Llyod, as he's light again. I thought you were going to laugh at my joke, and then a hiccup came out. Yeah, at least he got the 10 pin out this time, obviously way easier to leave just the 2-8. Ball change, and runs by the 2-8. And you don't want to give pins back and give extra life to Trevor.
What's that?
Difference is 32, so Llyod's still very much in control. Had to throw in some double L humor there. Top seed Nick Lally over there in scratch, throwing his warm-up shots. Boy, as uncomfortable as Thompson has looked on the left lane, Nick has looked locked in on the left lane as he throws 10 in the pit again. I believe he hasn't missed on that lane, while Trevor finally had his first mark on that lane. They got their first taste of big tournament action by bowling main event, did the Thompsons. Yeah, nice ball, Trevor. I think he had a couple early title match nerves to shake off, as almost everybody does and would in that situation. Much better now, but he's got to find a way to hit this left-hand lane to stay in this match. Big shot for him. Oh, are you kidding me? Finally gets the ball in the pocket on that lane, and a horrible break, leaving the solid 7. Ouch. Meanwhile, only 1 year older than Trevor is this guy, 12-year-old Cortez Shank, looking to at least tie the record in terms of age of winning a scratch title. Stephen Gaucine did it when he was... Well, we're going to have to double check on that. Nice job with the spare from Thompson. Stephen Gaucine won when he was 12 or 13, and I thought I remembered 12, but now I'm not so sure, so... And I don't know the actual birthday difference, so... Sorry for not knowing it right now. We have a chance at watching our youngest scratch winner ever here. Certainly one of the youngest at the worst. Wow, and that's the lane that Nick was coming in really light on. He must have tried to dump him, made some sort of adjustment, but ran across Brooklyn. It's tough to tell with these no-thumbers. It's up very quickly at the spare. Look out, and right in the gutter, and boy, the wheel's coming off here for Llyod late in the match. And you can tell by his body language, he's starting to feel a little bit squeezed here. Obviously a big shot here. Oh, look at that pin roll. Oh my goodness. Well, after the solid 7 from Thompson, a solid 9 follows it up for Nick. Speaking of Nick, top seed Nick Lee in scratch. This will be the second frame with him working on a strike in the first. Look out. Well, he'll take a Brooklyn. Catch the score here. No, I'm not going to be able to catch the score. That monitor's a little out. Nice job sparing up the 9, Jim, though. Ryan Hellman up there. What does that say in the...
13?
Or 14 for that matter. What do you have? 14. He's got 94 in the 7th?
94 in the 7th? No, 114 in the 7th.
114 in the 7th? And 8 frames of spare?
137 in the 8th.
And a bucket for Thompson. 137 in the 8th.
Go back. Just walk over. You're not tall enough. You're not that tall. You can't get up tall. It's the bow that's
The monitor's hard to see, and with my poor eyesight, almost impossible to see. At the bucket. Oh, wow, he makes it the hard way. That's the way you make a 2-4-8-10 to have that runaway Brooklyn at the bucket, and it covers it up. That's a great break for Thompson there.
Keep falling.
So that's 132 in the 8th, right?
130.
130, thank you. 10th frame. Yes, there we go. Well, he did exactly what we told him to do. He got zoned in on that left-hand lane. If he had struck off that solid 7, we'd have a even closer match as it is.
Oh, good pickup. It's 150 in the 9th.
And Llyod has 137 in the 8th.
Yes.
So Thompson's ahead. Mixes him around for the 5-pin.
Thompson gets 30 something?
Yes.
So it's a match over?
It's match over. It's been a great comeback.
Yeah, 170. You can only show out for 187.
170 with the spare plus 32 for Thompson equals 202. The best that Llyod can do is 187, and
170 scratch.
from a disastrous looking start where Trevor was way behind with 2 opens and Nick had a front 3-bagger, the wheels came off for Llyod, unfortunately, and Trevor comes back and wins it all. And he's already basking in the glory over here of his family here to watch him. Now, tough one to stomach for Nick there. He was feeling it. He shot 240 scratch, nearly 240 scratch the last 2 games. That right lane was his undoing. But hey, 2 second place finishes on the season. A whole bunch of money for that. And hopefully we'll see him again soon. But San Diego makes the trip worthwhile. Oh. He's had a few wacky strikes there. Nice handshake there. So we're going to move over and focus to the scratch action in part 2.